rewriting your story from pain to purpose. Now, I need to preface this by saying that I am speaking from a real place here. There are very few things that I believe in more than this, because I did it. I know both sides. I understand both sides. So there's no judgment, because I was stuck there for a long time. And I realize now why. Because I'm here to help you. And that makes me happy. I love to watch people win. I love to watch people win in life. I love to watch, I love to see people, open their mind and transform and become the best version of themselves. And that's why I'm here, and that's what I'm going to talk about, is removing yourself from that prison. It's not a good place. And I also have to tell you, there's no downside. How many things in this life can we say that about? There is no downside. Nothing. I know I did it, and it was the best thing I've ever done in my life, ever. And it's just all benefit. All benefit. And what will happen is, if you are able to get to this place, you'll look back, and there's no way you'll ever go back. And you'll remind yourself of that often. You'll say, I lived there, I will never go back. And nobody will ever take me back there again. Okay? And you will find your purpose. You will find your authentic you. And you'll probably look in the mirror after you've gone through this process, and you'll say, this is what I always wanted to be. It's actually pretty cool. But there's no downside. And you deserve to escape that prison. You don't belong there. And you don't have to live there. But that leads me to the next thing. We have these mental traps that keep us down and keep us, in the dark place, in the bad prison, where we are wallowing in self-pity, or we are hating ourselves, or whatever negative, that's what's there. There's nothing positive about the emotional prison at all. And you have to think about this. Whatever put you there does not deserve to write your story. Think about that and remind yourself of that every day. Whatever put you there does not deserve to write your story. You need to write your story. You get to create the life that you want, the one that you've imagined, because you deserve that. And, when we get stuck in this place, and like I said, I lived there for a very long time. I did. And if somebody would have told me I could change it, I'd be like, yeah, right. I'm a lost cause. And I would have probably said some bad words and been like, oh, hell no. I'm a broken person. I was born broken, and I'm going to die broken. But you don't have to. You need to start living, and you deserve to start living. And once you become the authentic you, that's when everything is better. I mean, everything, you feel so much more of everything. And you realize what you really want and what you really want to do. And you will have the self-confidence to go after that. So I want that for everybody. Nobody has to stay in that prison. And, if you are replaying the past over and over again, you need to stop doing that. I know everybody says, oh, you need to talk about it. You need to talk about it. No, because if you're talking about it, you are training your brain. That's where you belong. That's how it works. You need to stop replaying it. You need to stop talking about it, because you don't live there anymore. You need to be in the now. Right now. Because right now you have control. You can't rewrite the past, and you can't predict the future. And if you're trying to predict the future, we call it fortune telling. That's a dangerous thing to do too, because you don't have control over that. You can only control the now, and the now is where you're at, and the now is where you're going to, evolve and become a better you, and learn how to reframe thoughts and things that happened and turn them into positives. I know you're probably rolling your eyes because nothing that you went through was positive, right? Well, guess what? If you start to reframe your thoughts about things that hurt you into positives and you learn the lessons, you will carry those forward and you will open your mind to growth and you will be a better person. Because if you keep replaying whatever put you there over and over and over again, you're keeping yourself there. You're choosing that. Don't choose that. That's not a good thing. It's not a good look. Not for anybody. You need to reframe your thought and your perspective, because once you change your perspective on whatever happened and hurt you to put you there, everything opens up and you will start to come alive and you will be like, whoa, okay, I learned the lesson. And it's up to you to decide what the lesson is. But that's what you're going to move forward with. Reframing your thoughts about pain and realizing that maybe it was a positive and not a negative because it made you a better person. If you learn your lesson and you move forward with that lesson, whatever happened to you will make you a better person. Okay? And you have to believe that. And like I said, I'm speaking from a very real place. And like I said, if somebody would have told me I could do it, I would have been like, hell no, there's no way. You don't know how broken I am. Oh, I was broken. I'm not broken anymore. I'm not. I can talk about my past and, that little girl that was so hurt and went through horrible things. I can talk about it freely and with a smile on my face because it made me a better person. It did. No child should go through those things, but I was able to reframe it and learn lessons from it and realize that, you know what? I have a purpose and I want that for you. And I put it on the video, kind of how to walk you through it. This is the easy way. This is like the fast track. But it's all about repetition and stop replaying the past and let go of any ill will you have towards any other person, because you know what? It's not about them and they don't deserve to write your story. Good luck.